What's going on, everybody? How are you? And thank you for coming back to my channel. If this is the first time you've seen this, if this is the first time you've seen this channel, this is a channel that I go in depth with all kinds of different investment opportunities, from crypto to stocks, to Amazon and Walmart automated stores, to Airbnb, to property here in Cancun in Mexico. My name is Nick. I came across this project called MELD. My cousin actually works for them. He's one of the project administrators or something. I'm not exactly too sure what his role is, but I came across a video. I help a lot of people make money through these types of investments, whether it be your Amazon stores, Walmart stores, investing in the stocks and the crypto and whatnot. And a buddy of mine, he put a lot of money into Cardano ADA, and he started staking it. If you've seen some of my previous videos, I'll link them below on MELD. But I came across this project from my cousin, and I had a bunch of Cardano, and I was trying to figure out exactly where I should stake it, where I should put it. And he told me about this project called MELD. So MELD is let's go to their website really quick. MELD is a project basically where you are borrowing fiat money from your, it's basically taking margin out against your crypto in MELD and borrowing against it. It's the first DeFi non-custodial banking protocol. You can securely lend and borrow both crypto and fiat currencies with ease and stake your MELD tokens for annual percentage yield. They have a website here. You can download the white paper. You can click on the ISPO, see how it works. But a buddy of mine, he put about 30 grand into staking it. And then a couple weeks later, he sent me this video. This guy, I don't know him. Maybe I can set up a meeting with him or talk to him, but he has a pretty good following here, and he's talking about how MELD on Cardano is a scam, and his attempt to do the due diligence and research into the project. I'll link this video in the description below. That way you can go back and watch it and kind of refer to what this video is discussing. But before I get started, I want to give you a quick synopsis about who I am. My name is Nick. I left my job back in 2019 in Brooklyn, New York. I bought a car, started driving to Argentina. COVID happened. I was stuck in Belize. I own a property in Brooklyn, New York. I rented on Airbnb. That funds my life. I made it to Cancun. I slowly started living there. I ended up buying another property in Tulum for Airbnb. I came across a lot of cool, intelligent people, some partners I work here in Mexico with. We're building out a bunch of projects with some big companies. I'm not going to get into it. But if you're interested in maybe learning more about different investment opportunities, whether it be in stocks, crypto, in Amazon and Walmart stores, I have a lot of ways that I make money. I share it here on this channel. So if you're interested, just click the link below. You can read a book that I wrote on how I automate my savings, automate my money, and follow me on Instagram and all that stuff. So basically, this video goes in depth and talks about how I don't know anything about coding, but evidently he emailed a guy named Ken that works at MELD, responded and told and got these links from GitHub. In the video, he goes through all the coding and says basically like, hey, look, like these guys aren't really working on much of anything because of this. So what he did was he went to their website, and he went down to the people that work here, the MELD team, and he took a look into their security engineers, the blockchain engineers, all the engineers that are building out the code. And then he went through, I'm going to go backwards because when I clicked on this, it started here. So it'll go from it'll go from An Lee Mai all the way back up to here to Kwang. So I looked at their LinkedIns, and he goes through it too. Basically, this guy or this woman, Mai, has been here for 8 months at MELD. She came from a company called Kikai. She was a software developer at the university at VNU. She's an Android developer and a student researcher. So it looks like she's still getting her bachelor's degree. So she's still actually in school, or maybe she recently graduated and now she's working here. And he goes in to talk about how these people don't have a lot of experience, and MELD hired them. And there's a commonality here that we see with all of these people. They all worked at this company, Kikai. In the other video from the guy from YouTube, he actually did some searching on Wayback Machine. He couldn't find any company called Kikai, but all these guys pretty much have a pretty they come from the same area like this, the software engineer at VNU. He is a computer science, engineering and technology major, graduated in 2021. So his claim is saying that, it's not a lot of experience on this team. So he's development of smart contracts for financial service and risk management and DeFi. That's Dong Dui. Again, he's actually still working at Kikai for a year and 2 months. He's a software engineer. A little bit, 7 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year and 2 months. Drexel University, he's still getting his bachelor's degree. And then, we keep going through here, and this company, Kikai, keeps popping up. So 8 months, a year, 10 months, 1 year, 1 year. This guy graduated again from VNU University, 2019. So again, he doesn't have very much experience, working with this stuff for a company like MELD, or for any type of blockchain company, or any company in general, whether it's in financial in the financial industry or medical industry or whatever. These people don't seem to have very much experience. And here we go, operating systems, a teacher's assistant last year in May 2020, an internship. So this person, Quang, literally is coming from an internship to becoming a security engineer, and just graduated last year, 2020, from NYU. So we can see that these people really don't have a super amount of experience. And that's what this video was discussing. So my buddy had texted me, and he just basically said, you got to watch this. This got me worried because I put 30,000 in there, and it looks like we might be going to eat shit. Maybe it's the best that I take it out. So I told him, look, when I discuss these things here on YouTube, or when I put it on my Instagram, or when I put it anywhere, really, this is my way of investing. I'm willing to take high risk for high return. And my first experience was with this. I'll go through this text and just show you, and I'll explain it. But I told him, I said, I have about $16,000 in MELD. My cousin works for them. I'm going to send this video to him and see what he has to say. So I wrote to him. I said, look, my experience with stuff like this is that if you look for anything, you're going to, and you always will find it. I originally, when I first started investing a couple years ago, into individual stocks and cryptos rather than ETFs and different, funds, I took money out of my 401k, and I took about 60,000 and put it into a company called NIO. NIO is a very popular company now. It's an EV, electronic vehicle company out of China. And everybody thought that I was crazy. You're putting money into a Chinese company. This is crazy. But I really started looking at the way the world was going, and how this stuff in our world of electronic vehicles, battery, the shift of power from coal and gasoline into electric vehicles. And I looked at it, and then what happened was Tesla went over to China, and I just knew that, China's a communist country. I just don't see how China would allow an American company to come over and beat them at their own game. And that was like my buy signal. I put all the money in there. China was, China was accepting Tesla, and they were buying it, and they were selling tons of vehicles, and it was just a matter of time. NIO almost went bankrupt in April 2020, and I just kept buying it. Dollar cost average, the 60 grand. And now it went all the way up to $66. I was buying it. My average was anywhere from $1.20 up to $4.18. So you can imagine how many shares I have of NIO. with that. I did the same thing with a company called IDEX. IDEX for about a year and a half has been up and down from, you know, 85 cents up to $4, and it's just consolidating, and it's down to $1.90. And there's so much bad information out there about it. And my point is with MELD, with anything really, you have to look at it as a long-term vision and see what are you really investing in, right? So I said I buy these stocks in crypto because I look into the future and I keep my money there for a long time to watch it grow. And I said if you're staking your Cardano in MELD, it could be worth a lot on December 8th to sell. It could be worth it on December 8th to sell it at the price that it's released. At the end of the day, it's free money because you're staking your Cardano and putting it into MELD. Now, if MELD keeps all that ADA, that becomes a problem. So I said, now if they delay the release, that could be more red flags. But you put your 30K into ADA, then staked it. And then I asked him, did you stake it into the MELD protocol? So he said, yeah, he put it into MELD 6 or 7. So I'm going to get to this in a second. This is a response, this article on Medium from my cousin when I sent him this video on YouTube. So um, I also want to share with you this, like when I share with you how much money I have in things, it's not anything to brag. It's to show you that, hey, look, I am doing this, and it's not necessarily like a flex or anything like that. It's just showing you and sharing you my thought process and how I really am invested in this to help you make these sound decisions, to understand how I make these decisions, right? So when we take a look at MELD, um, this is something that I did for my stocks. I am okay, me personally, am okay with taking margin, borrowing against my shares and stocks. That's how I bought one of the houses in Mexico, to basically become my own bank. Okay. The reason being is because it's easier to it's actually cheaper. I'm taking a little bit of a risk, right? Borrowing against it. If the shares go down, then that means that I'm probably going to get a margin call, right? And that has happened. But the interest rate for me, when you borrow against yourself, is way cheaper than any sort of mortgage that you're going to get because you kind of become your own bank. And I think as more people learn about that, if you don't understand that, drop a comment, and I do a video on that. But that is the answer that MELD is doing. It's incorporating crypto and fiat money to borrow against yourself so that you can use it to whatever you want to do. Maybe go buy a house. Hopefully you're trying to buy assets and not like something like a car or, something to have fun with. But it's allowing you to now borrow fiat money, and it's borrowing against your crypto to pay fiat money for things. And if this project really does catch on, this could be a very, very big thing in the future. We have this with fiat money right now. There's a couple of websites called like Yield Street, basically, or there's a couple other ones. I can't remember their name, but you basically put your money in there and lend it out to other people. And based on their risk portfolios, you make a certain amount of interest back. And sometimes they default and sometimes they don't. It's a very popular thing. And now MELD is bringing this into the crypto world. And we know that it's working with fiat money with these companies called like Yield Street. I'll just Google this really quickly so that you can see like, and they, I mean, there's tons of them. These are the ads, right? So Yield Street, like smart wealth trends, but this is an alternative investments where you are actually offering your money backed by collateral, which would kind of be the same as like having your MELD, right? And offering that as the collateral or the ADA. So it's providing money to people that need to borrow it, and you get paid back in interest, basically. So that's essentially what MELD is doing just in the crypto. So when I make these investments, I say, okay, look, they're already doing this with fiat money. It's working, and people are making money from it, and people are using it, and there's a need and there's a want for it. So now we're going to shift over into the crypto space and we're going to do the exact same thing, except now we're borrowing against the crypto and giving fiat money back. So that's my thought process in it. Now, when I saw this video today, I thought to myself, like, yeah, man, shit, I don't know. I got some money in here. He has some money in here. These guys on LinkedIn, they don't have very much experience. So I messaged my cousin and I sent him that video, and he responded with this. So this video came out July 14th. Obviously, things grow, things change, right? So since July 14th, some things have changed. So I guess other people had the same similar type of concern. So Christian Katz is the MELD advisory board. Now, this guy, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm gonna share this in the link so you can go through. But he joined back in July, coming from 20 plus years of experience within the banking and financial services sector, exercising roles as vice president at JP Morgan, the managing director at Goldman Sachs, the CEO at 6 Swiss Exchange, and a board member with multiple firms. He brings an array of critical insight and knowledge to the MELD in conjunction with financial institutions and blockchain in cross-border markets. Okay, so even though these developers might not have a ton of experience, like the gentleman in the YouTube video shared, when we look at a business, we have a top-down approach, right? So obviously, these developers and stuff, they have a manager, they have someone that they're reporting to, and that gets brought down. So anyone can learn how to code, and when there's proper KPIs in place and things that are going on, it's important to know that these guys aren't probably making, like these guys from LinkedIn, these guys are not necessarily making the decisions, but they're being told what to do. And it's coming from a high level executive, coming from years and years of banking experience. So now this goes back to my discussion about how MELD is similar to Yield Street, where we're taking margin out on our crypto and then utilizing that to borrow in using fiat money, right? So this guy Christian, obviously they wouldn't have hired someone that doesn't understand how the banking works, right? So he's on the advisory board. He's going to be working with them, and one of MELD's many financial services will be crypto-backed fiat loans. Users will be able to do that. Christian sets a high standard and precedent for the type of advisors at MELD. So he has a lot of experience, and this is a little bit icing on the cake for me to say, okay, they spent. I mean, you don't just be on an advisory board and not get paid, good money, and so this is the way that I'm looking at this as, MELD is a startup company, whatever you want to call it, and they're getting to a point, December 8th, when all of this stuff actually comes to fruition, and we get our rewards. So I have a video. If you have MELD, there's a way that you can check and see how many tokens that you will get come December 8th through the airdrop. So like I said, when I share this information, it's not for me to like say, look what I have, look what I have. It's more along the lines of sharing exactly what I told you, so that you can kind of have some due diligence from myself and the other videos that I'll put down here in the links to understand my thought process behind this. I think that this could be a very good project. Now, so right now I have about 6,000 ADA. They are buried, or they're not buried. They're staked in the MELD 7. So I'm not going to go through there. I have another video that shows you how many tokens you can get, how many tokens you have. So this is my Delegator wallet. I have 6,078 staked in there live. As of right now, I have 3,548 MELD that will be given to me. Obviously, this number will grow just because it's not going to happen until December 8th. So today is October 11th. So that will grow. Now, there's a couple options here, right? So hopefully what we're being told is that this will be released on December 8th and we'll get these accumulated rewards. We don't know how much the price of MELD will start at. But worst case scenario, if it does if I do get these coins like I'm being told, like the MELD, like MELD has told everybody, um, if it's at 50, if it gets released at 50 cents or 20 cents or 10 cents or whatever the case is, I mean, like if we have, as of right now, I have 35.48. I'll do the math. 35.48 times 0.50. I mean, that's $1,700 literally for not doing anything, just staking that. If it was so, if it started out at 50 cents, I don't know what the price will be. Um, but I instantly could sell that. So I'm willing to take this chance. And again, it's high risk and a possible high reward. If this does kick off, I'm not saying that overnight on December 9th it's going to be worth $7, $8, $20, whatever. But I am saying that over time, as this MELD project grows, similar to Shiba and Doge and Neo and IDX and all these companies that I invest in, it takes time. And I'm thinking in the future to say, hey, look, like it's working with these other companies in fiat, like Yield Street. I can't remember the other names of these companies. There's tons of them. You could drop a comment below if you know with the other ones, but it's all, they're all kind of the same. They're working, and people are making passive income from just lending out their hard-earned money and collecting interest on it. They're becoming their own bank, and I don't see why that wouldn't be a possibility in the crypto space. And MELD just happens to be the first one. So the other thing on that is, unfortunately, but fortunately for investors, is if there is a margin call and people are borrowing against their crypto here in MELD, and they do get a margin call, those coins are going to go back to the MELD protocol, and it could drive the prices up, and you could make rewards from that again. So that is my thought. Do I think that MELD is a scam? I hope not. Based on my due diligence here, watching these videos, making these videos, working with my cousin works with them. I don't think that it is a scam, and if it is, it's a learning experience. But I would say if you are doing this crypto stuff, this investing stuff, this stuff, make sure that you're putting the money in that you are willing to lose. Okay, don't let your emotions get into it. Don't go all in. Spread your money out through different aspects, right? So buy other cryptos, buy more stabler coins, buy Ethereum, buy Bitcoin, split it up so that if one goes down, another one goes up. And that's how you should be investing. So I hope that you like this video. If you did, I'd ask that you like, comment, subscribe, follow me, all those things. And hopefully this does show you some insight into, do I think that the MELD project is a scam? I don't think that it is. I think that this is a serious project. Just like anything, things take time to grow. Things also take a lot of money. And maybe they hire these kids straight out of college just to get certain things completed that they didn't have to pay, a 10-year, a person with 10 years of experience to do things that someone that knows a little bit about coding or the blockchain can do the coding, and they don't have to pay them that much. Because at the end of the day, these things do cost a lot of money to run a full business like this, between marketing, developing, and then having this guy Katz on the advisory board. Like, that's a huge asset. So hopefully you like this video. Hit me up, write a comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.